The city of Mississauga is the sixth largest suburban municipality in Canada. It is home to University of Toronto's Mississauga campus and Sheridan College's Hazel McCallion campus. Growth on both campuses, a medical program for U of T, and an expansion to the Sheridan College Campus have brought thousands of students and subsequently thousands of dollars into Mississauga. But there are a limited number of spots available to students who want to attend one of these institutions, both from within Canada and from other countries. Is there sufficient space for post-secondary students within Mississauga's institutions?
I would advocate for Mississauga having more post-secondary educational institutions, whether they are brand new from the ground up or it's the University of Toronto expanding or York University expanding a campus. I don't think in the big scheme of things it really makes that much of a difference. What is really important is if we can build more post-secondary education spots.
Expansion of the existing campuses is a slow process and may not provide enough to fulfill the needs of students in Mississauga right away. But there might be another option. Instead of continually pushing for expansion of the existing post-secondary schools in Mississauga, another possible plan is to look at opening an independent institution. A brand new campus and brand new establishment would not only boost jobs and the economy in Mississauga, but would also provide much needed space for post-secondary students. The new campus would not only help students already living in Mississauga, but would offer more opportunities for students all over Canada and across the world.
In the future, we recognize that the opportunities need to be here, not only for the folks who live here in Mississauga and the families, but certainly the overseas students and students from around the country and the world to come and be educated, get fine education here in the city of Mississauga and stay in Mississauga because we have some amazing opportunities and jobs.
Mississauga's dedication to expanding post-secondary options has a long road ahead of the city's planners, as Councillor Ron Starr knows.
We'd have to take a look at all the needs of the student population and what the changing demographics are. And with that, we could certainly outline a course of action, a blueprint, if you want to call it, to say this is what we need for the future. And that might work. The first thing you'd have to do is to probably get together a group of volunteers or people to be able to promote the idea and work together, a steering committee and an ad hoc committee of some sort to say this is what we're aiming for. And I would think even that part of it would be a year, 1 year, maybe 18 months of just getting basic background information so that you could determine whether a facility was needed in the city of Mississauga. And with that sort of an ad hoc group, I think you're going to determine if it's a yes or a no, and maybe even maybe, and maybe more work is needed. And at the same time, while you're doing this, there's also the other groups that you'd have to follow up with, particularly the governmental agencies. That ad hoc group should be talking to the provincial government, the federal government, and of course the city government, but at the same time to see what the overall picture is for the city of Mississauga.
Students bring much to a city's economy and infrastructure as well. A plan involving more post-secondary options in Mississauga would go a long way in achieving many other goals for the city, such as updates to the transit system and roads, bringing cash flow into businesses, and boosting employment.
I think bringing university or post-secondary education to a city completely changes the character and the culture of the city. We're already seeing that with Sheridan College. It's a whole new place. That whole Square One area is so much younger now. One of the things is when I go to those condos which are in and around Sheridan College, I'm always surprised at the number of young kids living in those condos. It brings a certain vibrancy, it brings a certain dynamism to the city. So I'm very excited by it, and Mississauga is in a very good place.
What the city decides as a course of action can make a huge difference in the future of Mississauga. Only time and good planning will tell what the future holds for this city.